Hello everyone. Today we are going to study the block diagram representation of the typical operational amplifier. So already we are studied what is the operational amplifier and what are the characteristics of ideal operational amplifier and practical operational amplifier in the previous classes. In this video, I am going to discuss the block diagram representation of the op-amp, that is also called as internal circuit of the operational amplifier. So in the internal circuit of the operational amplifier, we are having the four blocks. So here the first two blocks are the differential amplifiers. In differential amplifiers, we are having the four types. Those are dual input balanced output, dual input unbalanced output, single input balanced output, single input unbalanced output. I will discuss one by one clearly, but at this moment you have to remember the first two blocks are the differential amplifier blocks, and the first block is the dual input balanced output differential amplifier, and the second block is dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. So why we are using the two differential amplifier means in order to provide high gain, we are using two differential amplifiers. Already we know that the operational amplifier is the high gain differential amplifier, and the next one is the level shifting circuit. It is also called as the buffer or level translator, and at the output stage we are using the power amplifier. So at the input stage, this is the dual input balanced output differential amplifier, this is the dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier, this is the level shifter stage, and this is the output stage. So we will discuss one by one. So at the input stage we are using the dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So why we are using this dual input balanced output differential amplifier means in order to get more voltage gain, and in order to get high resistance of the amplifier, high input resistance of the amplifier. And the intermediate stage we are using the dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier, which is used to drive the first stage. So why I am cascading these two stages means in order to provide the high gain, and it is used for the coupling also, direct coupling. And the third stage is level translator or shifting stage. This is used to adjust the DC level. And at the output stage we are using mostly the power amplifiers. So why we are using this stage means in order to increase the output swing, and in order to provide the low resistance at the output side. We know that for the operational amplifier the input resistance must be high and the output resistance must be low. So let us discuss one by one. So we are having the four blocks. I am giving the simple definition of the four blocks. Let us discuss one by one. So the first block is the differential amplifier. So in differential amplifier we are having the four types. The first one is dual input, that means two inputs are applied, balanced output, that means two outputs are taken. And the second one is dual input unbalanced output, that means two inputs are applied but we are taking only one output. And again in differential amplifier we are having one more type, that is single input balanced output, that means only one input is applied and we are taking output from the two stages. And the fourth one is single input unbalanced output, that means we are applying single input and we are taking output from the single output terminal. So in differential amplifier we are having the four types: dual input balanced output, dual input unbalanced output, single input balanced output, and single input unbalanced output. So let us discuss the dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So in dual input balanced output differential amplifier we have to apply the two inputs. So this is the differential amplifier circuit. So the first input is, let us say, V1, the second input is, let us say, V2. So I am applying the two inputs and I am taking the output from the collector. So I have to take the two outputs. The first output is V01, let us say, the second output is V02. So here we are applying the two inputs and we are taking the output from the two collectors. So that's why it is the dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Let us say, in order to analyze the circuit, let us say the V1 and V2 values are equal. I am taking the V1 equal to V2. That means I am applying the same input at the both the transistor bases. So here we are having one transistor Q1, Q2, and at the base we are applying the input and at the collector we are taking the output. Similarly, here also at the base we are applying the input and from collector we are taking the output. And these are emitter coupled transistors and the VCC is also applied. So I am taking both the inputs are same, that is common mode. So V1 equal to V2 equal to VCM. So let us say here the emitter current flows, this is IE1, and the emitter current of transistor Q2 is IE2. Similarly, the collector current of transistor Q1 is IC1 and the collector current of Q2 is IC2. So here I am applying some voltage at the base. So we know that the transistor acts as the switch. So if you apply some voltage at the base terminal, this is the base, collector, emitter. So if you apply some voltage at the base terminal, the transistor acts as the on switch. That means the collector and emitter terminals are short circuited. If you apply base voltage equal to 0, then the collector and emitter terminals are open circuited. This is the off switch. So this is the basic condition in order to understand the operation of this one. So when you apply base voltage is 1, then the transistor acts as the on switch. When you apply base voltage is 0, then the transistor acts as the off switch. So here I am applying voltage at the transistor Q1, that is at base 1, and here also I am applying voltage at base 2. So these two transistors are acts as on switch only because these collector and emitter terminals are short circuited. Collector and emitter terminals are short circuited. Let us say the current flow through this resistor is some IQ. So in order to analyze this one, all the transistors are in identical. All the transistors are identical. That means beta, alpha, all those values are equal for these transistors. So whenever these transistors are identical, so here just I am writing in the next slide. So here the current is IQ. The current is IQ. So here the IQ equal to IE1 plus IE2. So why I am writing like this means, if you observe this one, here the IQ is the current, it is the combination of IE1 and IE2. Both the IE1 and IE2 are coming together, that is equal to the IQ. So but the transistors are identical here. So the currents IE1 equal to IE2. The currents IE1 equal to IE2. So when the currents IE1 equal to IE2, so in place of IE2 I can write IE1. So IQ equal to IE1 plus IE1. So from this I can write IQ equal to 2 into IE1. So from this I can write IE1 equal to IQ by 2. So all the transistors are identical such that IE1 equal to IE2. So IE2 also IQ by IQ by 2. And from the BJT equation, IC equal to alpha IE plus IC B naught. We know that this is the reverse saturation current. The value of this reverse saturation current is very, very small. So I am neglecting the reverse saturation current. So then IC becomes alpha into IE. So once again go back to the circuit. So we know that IE1, we are finding out the IE1 value. The IE1 value is IQ by 2. Similarly IE2 value is also IQ by 2. And here we are having IC2. So IC2 equal to alpha into IE2. We know that IE2 is IQ by 2. So alpha into IQ by 2. Similarly IC1 is also alpha into IE1. So in place of IE1 just substitute IQ by 2. Just I am writing that one. So IC1 equal to alpha into IE1. Substitute the IE1 value IQ by 2. Similarly IC2 equal to alpha into IE2. So substitute IE2 value, so alpha into IQ by 2. So we are finding out the IE1, IE2 currents and IC1, IC2 currents. So here V0 is the difference between the V01 and V02. So what is V0 here? V0 is nothing but VCC minus IC into RC. Similarly here also V02 equal to VCC minus IC2 into RC. So I am writing that one. V0 equal to, because both the transistors are in on condition, so V01 equal to VCC minus IC1 into RC. So VCC minus IC1 value is alpha into IQ by 2 into RC. Similarly V02 equal to VCC minus IC2 into RC. Substitute IC2 value, so VCC minus alpha into IQ by 2 into RC. So whenever we are applying the two same signals, then we are getting the V01 value equal to V02 value. So as the differential amplifier output V0 equal to V01 minus V02. So here both the V01 and V02 values are equal, so the output is 0. So whenever we are applying the two same input signals at the differential amplifier input, then the output will be 0, because the differential amplifier has the ability to reject the common signals and it has the ability to amplify the difference between the two input signals. So in this way we can analyze the differential amplifier dual input balanced output stage. So let me do the same expression for the single input and balanced output stage. So in single input and balanced output stage, we have to apply only one input. So I am making the V1 equal to 0 and I am applying the V2 value, some value. So the transistor Q2 is in on condition because here I am applying some voltage, and the transistor Q1 is in off condition. Similarly here you are getting some IE1 current, and here you are getting IE2 current, and this is the IQ, and here you are having IC1, and here you are having IC2. So if this transistor is in off condition, this means the IE1 value is 0. Only you are getting IE2. So IE2 equal to IQ. IE2 equal to IQ. So whatever the analysis we did in the previous one, the same analysis we have to do here. So just I am writing. So I am making V1 value as 0. V1 value as 0, single input. So the Q1 transistor is in off condition. The Q1 transistor is in off condition. Q1 transistor is in off condition. So the IC2 value is 0, IE2 value is 0, sorry, IC1 value is 0, IE1 value is 0, and the V02 value is VCC minus IC2 into RC. So the V01 value becomes VCC because IC2 value is 0. Similarly, I am applying only single input V2. So the Q2 transistor is in on condition. So whenever the Q2 transistor is in on condition, the IE2 becomes IQ and IC2 becomes alpha into IQ, because IC equal to alpha IE, in place of IE I am substituting IQ, and V02 becomes VCC minus, this is IC1 and this is IC2, into RC. So VCC minus IC2 value is alpha IQ into RC. So the differential amplifier will amplify the difference between the two signals. So that means V0 equal to V01 minus V02. So that is VCC minus VCC, I am substituting this value, plus alpha IC, alpha IQ, RC. So these two are cancelled. So whatever the difference obtained here, that difference will be amplified in this case. So this is the single input balanced output case. Similarly, we are having dual input unbalanced output and dual input single input unbalanced output. So let us consider the next case, that is dual input unbalanced output. So here we are applying the two inputs. We are applied V1 and we are applied V2, but we are taking only one output. We are not considering the V01. The V01 is connected to ground. So I am doing the same thing. What we have did earlier. So V1 is applied, V1 is applied. So IE1 becomes IQ by 2. So what we did earlier, and IC1 becomes alpha into IQ by 2, and V01 becomes VCC minus, so this is the case, V01 is 0, so we don't need to consider V01. Similarly for V2 also we have to do the same thing. So V2 is applied, IE1 becomes IQ by 2, IC1 becomes alpha IQ by 2, and V02 is VCC minus ICRC. Just substitute all the values. VCC minus alpha, this is IC2, IE2, alpha IQ by 2 into RC. So V01 is 0 because it is connected to ground. So the differential amplifier amplify the difference between the two outputs. So V01 minus V02. As V01 is connected to ground, it is 0. So the V02 value is VCC minus alpha IQ by 2 into RC. So in this way, we have to do the analysis of each and every stage. So the next one is single input unbalanced output stage. So single input unbalanced output stage means only the V1 is applied. Here the V1 is applied and V2 is connected to ground, and we are taking output from either V01 or V02. So one is connected and one more is connected to ground. Similarly here also, in this case the V0 is connected and V2 is connected to ground, and we are taking the output from V02. In this case the V1 is connected and V2 is connected to ground, and we are taking output from only V01. So in this way we are having the differential amplifier in 4 cases. So the differential amplifier will amplify the difference between the two signals. So in the op-amp internal circuit, the first one is the dual input balanced output, and the second stage is the dual input unbalanced output. So due to unbalanced output stage, we are getting some unwanted voltage, or we are not getting the perfect DC what we required. That's why in order to get the required DC, we are using the level shifter stage. So this is also called as the level translator. So the reason for using the level shifter in an IC op-amp is because we are directly coupling. So due to the direct coupling, the DC level rises from stage to stage. The increase in DC level tends to shift in the operating point of the system. So shifting the operating point is undesirable in order to maintain the proper operation. That's why in order to reduce these type of effect, we are using the level shifter 1. So here the level shifter is basically the emitter follower circuit. It will access the buffer to isolate the high gain stages from output stage. So this is the level shifter circuit. So the required voltage can be obtained from this point. This is the level shifter 1. The next one is the output stage. So the function of this loss stage is the output stage will supply the load current and provide the low output impedance. As we know that the op-amp is having the high input resistance and low output resistance. So in order to provide the low output resistance, this one is useful. So here we are using the NPN transistor as well as the PNP transistor, NPN and as well as PNP transistor. These are the complementary transistors. So for example, if you apply the Vi is positive signal. So when you apply the positive peak, the NPN transistor will be in on condition and the PNP transistor will be in off condition. That means these are in complementary action. These are in complementary action. So due to this one, it will provide the low output impedance, and it will give the limitation of the current at the output, So in this way the internal block diagram circuit looks like. The internal block diagram of the op-amp is like this. So thank you all, hope you get. I am not discuss in detail in the circuit, but I am discuss what is the functioning of each block. So thank you all, hope you get some knowledge about this one.